Hello friends, the Disminute is here. As we said before, we will be helping you with different topics. So here we are with our first topic, the Uniform Civil Code. Hope you all find it very informative. The UCC or the Uniform Civil Code is known as Saman Nagarika Sanhita. It refers to a single law which will be equally applicable to all the citizens of India regardless of their religion, caste and gender. This Uniform Civil Code intends to formulate and implement the system of fragmented personal laws in our country. When I say personal laws, it includes personal matters like marriages, divorces, custodies, adoptions, and inheritance. Currently, personal laws are governed by the religious scriptures or the belief of the respective community. For instance, the Hindu personal law is codified into four bills: the Hindu Marriage Act, the Hindu Succession Act, the Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act, and the Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act. These laws are also applicable for Sikhs, Jains, and Buddhists. Per se, Muslim personal law is not codified and is based on their religious text. Likewise, Christian personal matters like marriages and divorces are governed by the Indian Christian Marriages Act and the Indian Divorce Act. The idea of Uniform Civil Code comes from the Article 44 of the Constitution, which is one of the relative principles of state policy. It provides that a state shall endeavor to secure for all citizens a uniform civil code throughout the territory of India. So let's dial back to its past. The history of Uniform Civil Code dates back to the colonial era when Britishers felt the need of uniform laws for everyone in order to reform the society with the help of Western ideologies. But to be honest, their main intention was to gain control over Indian society by implementing Western ideologies. But surprisingly, they contradicted themselves in the fear of opposition from communities like Hindus and Muslims and framed the personal laws. The personal laws which we are abiding now are formed then. The post-colonial era, the proposal of implementing Uniform Civil Code was on the table, but due to fear of opposition and political pressure, it had to go down. But what really brought the spark at present time? So if you take back to the year 1978, a 62-year-old Muslim woman named Shah Bano moved to the Supreme Court seeking the maintenance from her husband who gave a triple talaq and denied her any maintenance. This case is popularly known as Shah Bano case or Muhammad Ahmed Khan versus Shah Bano Begum case. This was not only a legal battle, it was a political battle as well, as it involved the Muslim personal law. They argued that the court cannot interfere in the matters which comes under the Shariat, also known as Muslim personal law, and it would violate it. After a detailed and deliberate argument in the year 1985, court put forth its decision in the favor of Shah Bano, saying that Section 123 of CRPC 1973 is applicable to all the citizens of India regardless of their religion. It says that a man will have to provide for his wife during the marriage and after the divorce if she cannot sustain herself financially on her own. It was a milestone for Muslim women. In fact, I say this was a milestone for all the women which brought a big change in our society. Later years, another same kind of case pop up in the Supreme Court, known as Sharla Mudgal versus Union of India. This case was filed in Supreme Court against bigamy. This case was headed by Sharla Mudgal representing the NGO, which was a petitioner along with Meena Mathur, who filed the case against her husband Jitendra Mathur for bigamy. In year 1988, Meena finds that her husband converted to Islam and is in another marital relationship with Sunita Narula, then Fatima. The court gave the hearing in the favor of Sharla Mudgal, and again it was a big achievement for women. This case had nothing to do with Uniform Civil Code directly, but at that time it had created an environment in Parliament for implementation of Uniform Civil Code. So, what is the need of Uniform Civil Code in our country? Personal laws in our country are fragmented and tend to give undue advantage to men. As the Law Commission observed in its 2018 consultation paper, various aspects of prevailing personal laws deprivilege women because they are derived from traditions and customs. This becomes evident in examples such as Muslims men being allowed to marry multiple wives but women being forbidden from having multiple husbands. In another example, even after 2005 amendment to the Hindu Succession Act, women are still considered part of their husband's family after marriage. So, in case a Hindu widow dies without any heirs or will, her property will automatically go to her husband's family. So, this thing can be eradicated by implementation of Uniform Civil Code, as It will provide equality to all the citizens of India regardless of their identity, and it will formulate the personal laws. It will bring a new path for LGBTQ plus community, as today also, even after declaring same-sex marriage illegal, people are not accepting the persons, those who are in same-sex relationship. At present date, personal laws are divergent and don't agree with Article 14, which guarantees equality before the law, and this can be also solved. It will give women their real rights. I stress here, real rights. And misuse of power in the name of religion can be stopped. But never to forget, a coin has two sides. UCC implements equality before the law, nonetheless, it clashes with the right to freedom of religion, Article 25. It can be bad for minorities as they have practiced their religious beliefs in which they believe very strongly since a long period, and a sudden change may create a chaos. It may hit the fundamental rights of the people, as said before, right to freedom of religion, Article 25. At last, no doubt, it will face a widespread protest in our country. So the best way forward may be to preserve the diversity of personal laws, but at the same time ensure that they do not contradict the fundamental rights. It is urged that the legislature should first consider equality within the communities between men and women, rather than equality between communities. This way, some of the difference within personal law which are meaningful can be preserved and inequality can be weeded out of the greatest extent possible without absolute uniformity. So here we are done with our topic. Hope you guys liked it and understood the topic, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel, The Disseminator.